The interviewer is Christian Wright. Today is September 29th, 2020, and we are at the Camden Carroll Library at Morehead State University. If you could please introduce yourself.
Natalie Harris.
And Natalie, where are you from?
I'm from Sandy Hook, Kentucky.
And what's your year and what's your major?
I'm a freshman and I am a pre-veterinary medicine.
When did you first hear about the coronavirus, and when you did, what did you kind of think about it?
I first heard about it in around March, and I was a senior at the time, so I just thought, oh, we're just going to get 2 weeks out of school, no big deal. And then my whole senior year was taken away.
So, how did the coronavirus kind of affect you being at school?
It affected everything. It was all online, virtual learning. You had to teach yourself because your teachers were not right in front of you.
Did it impact anything else your senior year besides obviously graduation was probably delayed a little
Yeah,
bit?
graduation. We didn't get to really have the technical senior year. It was all taken away from us. So.
And how did online school go? You said you had to teach yourself pretty
It's
much
awful.
most of
We're
it.
still going through it right now in college. Definitely a switch to normal learning, but we got to do the best that we can.
And what were some of the challenges that kind of came with online learning last year? And how did your teachers have to adapt to it as well?
Well, one, usually whenever you're in a classroom, you can talk to your friends and ask and study together, but online learning, you don't know who's in your class, so you have to teach yourself everything from chapter 1 to chapter whatever from the end of this year.
And early in the pandemic, around March time frame, how was life like?
Very different. Quarantine, some of us thought it was a joke at first, but after it got really serious, you were scared to go to Walmart, especially with the toilet paper phase, and no one had toilet paper around here. So it was definitely different.
I think that is one of the, not highlights, but one of the most memorable parts this year was
Yes.
the great toilet paper shortage. What were kind of your thoughts when you saw that was like a national thing in the news?
I have no idea. I just thought, what are these people going to use with toilet paper? They just saving it because they think that we're going to go into like another world phase and it's never going to be made again.
Yeah, no, I was pretty surprised. There were no Lysol wipes or toilet paper, but there was
Yeah, I
plenty
know.
of food on the shelves.
You go into Walmart, you don't even see a pack of tissues or anything because everybody's taking them all.
And how was kind of your daily life in the quarantine? I know a lot of people watched a lot of Netflix and stuff.
Yeah, my life really didn't change besides like socially, but I just stayed outside and spent time with my family and the household, of course, and then went outside to my farm and tried to stay sane during the whole pandemic.
And moving forward in time from the quarantine till now, how's your life been impacted?
Definitely, to say the least, I will have a lot to tell my kids whenever they're complaining in the future what we had to go through.
And how's daily life today since we've kind of been living with COVID for a little bit?
And now I don't think we're taking it as serious because we've lived through it for so long, but we're still going through the protocols and listening to CDC.
And has the pandemic changed how you use technology at all?
Yes, I've been more technology advanced in my entire life. It's been crazy. WebAssign and all these new programs we have to use in college is totally different.
And was that kind of a steep learning curve?
Yes, it still is, but we're trying to learn.
And, so coming here, this is obviously you said your freshman year.
Yeah.
How has COVID kind of impacted your expectations for college?
Well, I was going to stay on campus, but once the pandemic hit, I only live 15 minutes away, so I commute from home, which isn't really the college experience I was hoping for.
I definitely feel that. So I assume that the university kind of gave you guys heads up before coming
Yeah.
onto campus for the rules and everything. What were your thoughts on the rules?
They weren't as strict as I thought they were going to be. Like outside, if you're 6 feet apart, you don't have to have your mask on. And But whenever you're studying, you still have to have your mask on in the library, which is just protocol so you don't catch the germ from someone else.
And what do you think about any of the rules the state or federal government have passed down? I know there's been some conflicting rules from both of them.
Honestly, I think some of them are kind of crazy because where I worked in a hospital this summer, and a lot of people were very upset whenever I told them the guidelines that they didn't want to go through or wear a mask. But we have to do everything to stay safe.
Can you talk a little bit about working in the hospital this summer, if you don't mind?
It's definitely very different from a normal aspect of a nurse, like healthcare. One thing that we had to do is you had to have gloves on every day. You had to have a mask on daily, and you had to ask COVID questions, like have you had a cough, fever, shortness of breath, have you been out of the state of Kentucky? And whenever people were out of the state, they got upset because they couldn't come in because they were obviously contagious if they've been around people in another state.
Did your hospital allow any visitors to come with people?
Yes, it depends if they were in the same household or if they were, like, needed assistance, like assistant living or anything like that.
And is there anything else you'd like to talk about or add?
Not really, I think we got it all.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.